Yay, we're live.
Hi. Oh man, we can't do this here. Look at this.
What do you mean?
I'm fading out.
Do you want to? We can close the
I'm
windows.
like the Sixth Sense. I'm disappearing from pictures and stuff.
Close the windows.
Okay.
Here, I'll get the other one.
You just have an answer for everything, don't you?
I do. That's my job.
I think it's a different one. Not your job. That's fine.
Is that better?
Oh, that's much better.
Oh, that is much better.
Thank
Wow, look at you.
Oh, that's
Good call.
good word. Thank you.
Of course. How is our sound?
What?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's... Hello? I don't know. Let me double check it.
Double checking the sound.
Oh, looks. It sounds fine.
Sound good?
Oh. Oh, looks. It sounds fine.
Sound good?
No.
Not good at all.
No.
Not good at all. Are we on a delay?
Yes, that's how it is. And when you're doing live, it sounds a little bit crackly for some reason. I don't know why, but
When I used to do radio, we were on a delay, like a 7-second delay. So if you said, you know, something you shouldn't, you could hit the dump button.
yeah, they have that on one of the live shows that I watch on YouTube. Shows that I watch on
I got dumped a lot.
on YouTube.
Kind of dumped myself a lot.
Okay, it was sounding crackly, but it's not sounding crackly anymore, so we're good.
So there's no crackle?
No crackle.
Is that a good thing?
Yes.
I don't know technology. Good.
And
No
hey, if there is a crackle, you let us know, and I'll take care of it.
Pronto,
somehow.
post haste, right now, stat. I didn't hear anything, so I guess we're good. Why can we only see? Oh, because of chat.
Yeah. Do you want me to take it away? I mean, I can take it
No.
away.
No, I want something to happen in it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. We have 0 people watching us. We did have 1 person watching us. But, oh, yeah, never mind. It was me on YouTube. It was me on my phone.
John, turn up your volume.
Okay. So how are you today, Bill? I'm going to fix my hair because we know that that's what I like to do at the beginning of these.
Me too. Same thing. Me too. I'm good. It's Friday. So,
It is Friday.
yeah.
Yay. What are you doing tonight? Flash this weekend?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to the Cincinnati Police Museum.
There's a Cincinnati Police Museum?
It's downtown. I'm not really going there.
Oh.
It's right next to a place called Brewdog Cafe, though, where they have ping pong, which is really cool, and they have a rooftop bar.
Oh, lovely.
Which is really nice.
I've
never been to it, but I've been there, but not on the rooftop because it was really cold when I went, or very hot. I don't know. It was extreme. Something was happening.
Okay.
So I'm going to see the Commodores tomorrow. Do you know who the Commodores are?
I have heard of them. I would not be able to tell you what they sing.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Sounds good.
Brick House.
She's a brick house. She's matty, letting it all hang out.
You know, I didn't have to buy the tickets at all.
There you go. Free show right here.
3 Times a Lady. You know that one?
Nope.
Okay.
I can't sing that one for you. Sorry. It's a one-song concert.
Still Easy, Sail On, all that stuff. I'm very happy. And who's opening for them? I'll tell you.
Please do. I'm very curious to know.
The Spinners.
Really? I have no idea who they
clue,
are.
huh? So the Spinners have the song called Rubber Band Man. That was their big hit.
Rubber Band Man.
And they
Am I
end their
off?
shows
Am I
with Rubber
close?
Band Man. What?
I just tried to do a fake concert. I don't think I even know what the...
So I'm excited about it. That's very exciting. And here's interesting thing for me. I'm old. I remember the Commodores from 7th grade dances. 7th grade was the first year I think we got to have dances. I was in a school that had 6th, 7th, and 8th. Maybe we had a 6th grade dance, and then 7th and 8th graders came later. But yeah, I remember hearing Still, Sail On, Easy, 3 Times a Lady.
Wow. So are you going to go back into 8th grade mode when you're there?
7th.
7th grade mode?
Yep, my hair's gonna be big and frizzy. It's gonna be really awkward.
Your hair was big and frizzy.
It
How did
was.
that happen?
No
How
one
did you
knows.
have so much hair and then none at all?
Nobody knows.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm lucky because my hair was jacked up.
Oh yeah, you were like, get rid of it. I don't want it anyways.
Yes, I'm lucky. This is a meteorite.
Is it really?
Yes.
Where'd you get it?
Outer space.
Yeah.
We need to start over. No, my friend found it in her gutter on her roof, and it's magnetic.
What?
Yeah, a little bit, because it's. Yeah, here's a magnet. Here's the meteorite. Oh, it's a little bit magnetic. It's not.
That's kind of weird.
And it's not supposed to be fully. That's very magnetic. And the reason I brought it up is because we were talking. She found it, and she's a cleaner of gutters, I think, right? And so she sends me a video from her iPhone of this in her hand on the roof, and I'm like, I respect the hell out of that. Show me more. How crazy can it get? And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I thought it was really funny and very cute. But it occurred to me that if she fell off the roof,
it'd be your fault.
It'd be her fault.
Just kidding.
But she would not let go of the meteorite. She would hold it all the way to the ground. And that's a metaphor.
For what?
For just how she is.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
The meteorite could be anything. It could be me having a bad day, or, something nice.
She holds on to things at the detriment of herself?
No. Well, not for everybody. Not for everybody.
That's me.
Which is called a boundaries issue.
Speaking for myself.
Exactly. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is really cool.
You need someone in your lap that would hold the meteorite all the way to the ground for you.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it? So we're going to see the Commodores.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be really fun.
Very excited.
Heck yeah.
And it's at the Hard Rock Casino.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think so. I like casinos.
Then you guys can go gamble after.
Oh, no, I like that. I like it when
And the weather is not bad. It's pretty warm outside, actually, so you don't have to worry about dressing for the winter.
I went outside and it felt really good.
I don't like the rain, but I like the feeling of the temperature outside. And I like that it kind of feels like Florida after a rainy day.
I get that. There's a movie called The Commitments. It's from late 80s, maybe early 90s. Mm-hmm. And it's about an Irish band. It's a really good movie, actually. And they sing a song called Can't Stand the Rain.
Can't stand the rain.
Kind of like
Was that close?
Pretty close.
Hey, yeah. This is me just guessing.
I still don't have Dave Chappelle tickets. But you know what I thought? Dave Chappelle doesn't have Bill Brown tickets.
Oh, and those are the tickets to get.
It goes both ways. Yep. We have to reshoot because I just spilled it myself.
There you go. Live and in charge.
Doubt that. So that's what's going on this weekend. And then we have football. Do you know football?
Oh, I do know football.
Do you know pickleball?
No.
So I had to play pickleball on Wednesday.
Who do you wait, run it back to the
football?
Yes.
Okay.
Who do you want to win the Super? Who do you think is going to be the two people in the Super Bowl?
You know what? I have no freaking idea.
You really don't?
No, because I didn't think any of these teams would be there.
Isn't that so funny? You know the Bengals had like the hardest run.
Yeah.
In terms
of they should have, because the team that goes to the Super Bowl has the hardest time next year.
That's true.
Well, they had injuries too, though. But
yeah, it was so crazy. This was like the most injuries, literally, of quarterbacks in the NFL history probably ever. I don't know if that's true. It was a ton.
No, it seemed like it for sure. I think the Ravens are by far the best team, by far. But the Ravens have been the best team a couple times and really done nothing. So I don't know.
I want the Lions to win.
That's who I want to win. The Lions.
Detroit! Just for Jonathan's sake, honestly.
Exactly. Me too.
Just so he'll be really happy about it.
Yep. And I want them, and that's fine if they win the whole thing. That's absolutely fine with me.
Didn't do it, wasn't me.
So I think it'll be the Lions and the
Lions, the Witch in the Wardrobe?
Ravens. Yes. So to get
the Lions and the Ravens would be really cool, but I think I would prefer. I do not want the Chiefs. Sorry.
Me neither.
I don't like Mahomes.
I like them okay, but they're not that good this year.
No, I just don't. I mean, it would be cool to have a Chiefs Super Bowl for the Taylor Swift lore of it all. That would be kind of cool. But other than that, I don't really care.
What would be cool about that?
Well, because we'd have Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. That would be pretty cool. She could potentially perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have a Taylor Swift performance at the Super Bowl.
That. But what was really
Which would be really cool.
And what I hope we have again is a repeat performance by Travis Kelce's brother, Jason, which I thought was pretty freaking cool.
That was really cool.
And then I watched their
I'm a big fan of him.
They have a great podcast.
Oh, I've never watched their podcast.
It's a great podcast.
Oh yeah, that's where the news of him dating Taylor Swift dropped.
And Jason, we talked about. He said, "You know what? I got caught up in the what do they call it, the Bills Mafia." I got caught up in the hype, and I was like, I got to take my shirt off, but I can't just have my shirt off. I gotta have a prop. So he had this cheap can of beer, and he takes his shirt off. You saw the picture, right?
Yeah, it was my favorite thing
I
ever.
love that guy.
Yeah, that was really great.
He did he retire?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he may.
Yeah, he did. Because is he like wifed up and with kids and stuff? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Life,
I imagine. He's one of the best centers ever played.
Oh, really?
Great. Yeah. I had no idea.
As you can tell, my knowledge of sports is very limited.
No, it's pretty good so far. I don't want the 49ers to win. I don't like the 49ers just because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Yep.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool to see a Ravens Lions.
It would.
Super
I would
Bowl.
be happy with that.
That'd be really cool.
I don't think anybody would care about a Ravens Lions Super Bowl.
Really?
Except Detroit, they'd be really happy.
I would be really happy because
Baltimore,
as from someone from the Midwest represent.
But neither one of those are like big market team, right?
Right, and we all know that the NFL is rigged, so it's probably going to be the 49ers and the Chiefs.
I wouldn't like that. We saw that before, didn't we? No, it was the Chiefs and it was the 49ers.
Because the Ravens have won quite a bit of Super Bowls, right?
The who?
The Ravens?
They won one.
They won one? Oh.
Yeah.
Was that recent?
Joe Flacco. Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Remember when the lights went out in the dome? What do they call that in New Orleans? Superdome. Yeah, it was a really weird deal. Okay, so it's the Super Bowl, and two brothers are coaching against each other.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's I remember that.
And he's back in the NFL now. Why are we talking about sports? So
I mean, we don't have to talk about sports if you don't want to, but I was kind of excited about it.
Really quick. So the lights go out in the dome, right? And they stop the game, and it took some minutes. I don't know, 15, let's say. It completely changed the momentum of the game.
Wow.
The 49ers were just rolling all over them. They were going to beat them.
In the dark?
Looked like. No, when they were playing in the light.
Oh, okay.
And then, first it was light.
Okay.
Then the lights went out, and they had to stop.
Okay.
Because if you were throwing passes, you get hit in the head and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair.
So when they turned the lights back on, which no one knows why they went off, the other team was just like, okay, we're here now, and they won. And that was Joe Flacco. He won a Super Bowl.
That's wild. They said, we just need a second to reset.
Pretty much.
Let's get our shit together. That's actually kind of crazy, and I wonder how much of that was done by somebody.
I understand. Listen to this, because our boss, and I play pickleball together, and we're pretty serious. And so
men in their sports.
There have been a couple times we've been playing, and people we were waiting for showed up, or we had to stop for a minute. One time we were playing out here. We have a court in our parking lot, and a delivery came, and he had to go see about it. And I was like, motherfucker, stop the game, and we don't pick it up again because it doesn't count. Do you know what I mean? Because it just, you got to have a flow.
Yeah, especially with something like that.
Yeah. So no, I don't like that. The lights
so it throws off the flow. I think too, yeah, that makes sense, because when you're up in a flow and you're winning and all that stuff, you get kind of cocky.
Yeah.
So the lights go out. You're like, oh, we have this in the bag, but then it gives the other team some time to readjust.
Yep.
And redo their whole plan.
Free timeout.
Yep. And so, shoot, they used that to their advantage and they won. That's awesome.
They did.
I just am excited for next year for when Joe's back.
Me too.
We need Joe. Although, I will say, Jake Browning surprised the hell out of me this year.
By you mean everybody on the planet?
Yeah.
Except him?
It actually didn't surprise me very much, because I was very team Jake Browning from the jump, because I saw his stats back when he played, and they were pretty good. So I wasn't necessarily super surprised that he did terrible, or that he didn't do terrible. I was pretty pleased that he did good stuff.
He was awesome. I mean, to the point where he set records for completions.
Yep.
See my shirt?
Above average Joes. That's awesome.
So my meteorite friend, we call her Melissa for HIPAA reasons, gave me this, and I thought this morning I would send it off and see if I could get them both to sign it.
That would be really cool.
Put it right up here.
That would be awesome.
Think I have a shot at that?
Maybe.
So I love this shirt, though.
That's really cool.
Pretty cool. So I'm excited for next year, too.
Yeah.
Do you know Joe Burrow goes to bed at 8 o'clock during the season?
Me too. That's something we have in common, so hit me up.
You don't right. The only difference between
we
us
can both
is
go to bed at 8 o'clock.
I take 1,000 milligrams of Seroquel and go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Oh my god, I use my sheer willpower to go to bed at 8 o'clock. But if I have a caffeine after 3, all bets are off with how late I'm sleeping.
I don't think I think I need caffeine to live, but I don't think it does anything for me anymore.
I just like caffeine. I just like things that have caffeine in it. It's like I don't need the caffeine, but I like sweet teas. I like soda. I like coffee. All of the stuff that has caffeine in it, I love, and I'm personally a fan of. So I'm not even sure if it really impacts me very much.
We, the two of us, I'm just noticing here, we use a lot of cups and containers of liquid.
I'm 3 drink minimum girly.
I'm pretty much the same because I got 3 on here.
And my water bottle is literally downstairs. So I'm a 2 drink girly right now, and I'm feeling very lost without my third limb. Why do you think that is?
Why'd you have to say third limb?
Because these are like a part of me until I drink them all, and then they are actually a part of me.
And then they're in you.
Yep.
Hydration is very important.
Yes, it is. It's the foundation of a successful skin, sleep, and life.
Skin, sleep, and life. Skin, sleep, and life.
So what are we talking about today, Bill? We haven't even gotten on any specific subject. Do we have one?
Yeah.
Why did you say that like you were ripping off a Band-Aid or something? Yeah, we do have a topic, but I don't want to bring it up.
Here it is.
Are you going to scold me?
No, you're good. It's kind of me. Here's the topic.
Okay.
The topic is I didn't take a shower for 3 days because I didn't have any water at my house.
Yay.
Because they turned it off. When I say they, I mean the man.
The powers that be.
I was going to say powers that be. It turns out I hadn't been paying my water bill. And I thought it was on auto pay.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been taking money out every month, but they can't explain to me why, like some months it's $18 and some it's $31. And it got to the point where I was $1,500 behind, and they shut me off. And they had my wrong email address and my wrong phone number to notify me of these things. So
that's wild. Can you give them proof that you were auto paying it?
Oh, it just wasn't enough. I don't know why they weren't taking enough. So I owed the money.
The hell?
I know, right? So I had 2 choices.
They need to get their shit together.
3. Because I have a neighbor who used to take water from my house until my neighbors on the other side told me, and I made him stop. He was the guy that put the extension cord, ran the extension cord out of his upstairs window across the yards into my deck.
What?
Yeah, but he asked for that one.
And you said it was okay?
Yeah, because he didn't have electricity and wanted to watch TV or something. I don't know.
Oh my God, it's hot out here.
But then he was taking water.
He said, "Well, let me use this electric."
Yeah.
That's probably why it was different every month. It was like double some months because he was taking it.
Exactly. So the point is, I got to look at my bills because I don't.
Yeah,
never.
Bill. It's literally in your name.
It is. I know. I never do, but I need to.
Most of my bills I do by check because I am an old man. I don't like to do auto pay on anything that's not a subscription service that I can cancel right away that I have access to. I don't like to let credit unions or services have access to my actual bank account. I just send them a check instead because there's been so much wishy-washy stuff with that. I've really gotten screwed with that kind of stuff before. So I just send them checks now for my HOA, for my car payment, I think I do have my Duke that does get taken out electronically, but that's the only one that I have electronic.
Where do you get checks?
From my bank.
They still make those?
Yeah.
Like you ride on?
Mm-hmm.
With a little memo?
Yep, I just sent one out to the DMV for my new tags for my car, and then I have to bring another check to the DMV when I go to get my license renewed, too.
Did you get your car back?
No, it's still broken down.
Side of the road?
No, it's at the shop, but
okay.
It's with my guy in the shop. He's gonna figure it out for me because I had it for 3 days and broke down again. So got it back. Was so excited to have my little baby back, and then nope. Had to go. She had to go back, or he had to go back technically because my car's name is Fred Rogers.
Oh,
Mr. Rogers.
I get that.
Because the red sweater. And also, I love Mr. Rogers. I was Mr. Rogers last year for Halloween.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. One time you used to have a car that I used to hate riding in because the visor on the driver's side.
Charlie.
That you couldn't do anything with it. It was like here the whole time.
Do you want to know a really funny story about why that happened?
Why?
One of my ex-boyfriends punched the crap out of it because he was jealous.
Of it?
Yeah.
You can block the sun and I can't. Boom.
Yeah, and he just punched the crap out of it out of anger, and then it just never never worked again. So.
Yeah, he jacked it up.
He did. He sure did. He jacked up a lot of things.
So when he punched that, was that like a okay, I'm never going out with you again moment?
No, because I ended up being engaged.
We live and learn.
Oh, we love a poor boundaries moment.
Did we,
Well, I think. Go ahead.
we talked about this last time. Like, there have to be things in a relationship that are like, that's got to end this right now.
Yes, but here's the thing: is you have to know what boundaries are, and you have to know what makes you feel uncomfortable. At the time, I had no sense of boundaries, no sense of self, and no idea what made me uncomfortable because I lived in a constant state of uncomfortability. The only thing I saw from that partnership was stability in terms of finances, and like that's provider energy is what I saw. And
is that a thing? Provider energy?
Mhm.
I like that. I
Yeah.
get that totally.
So provider energy, and then also like in the beginning it was really great, and it was just like that's one of the things is like in the beginning it can be really great, and then you just hold on to it potentially getting back to that, right?
Yeah.
It getting great again.
You do when you're learning how to be in a relationship, but by the time you're this age, you shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't.
Not you, me.
Well, right, but
No.
but
I mean, we never have done that in our lives. What the hell?
oh my god, that was so funny. No, I'm saying is that like you don't know until you know,
About the bad or the good?
both. And I think that too, as people, we change, we grow, we become different people.
We don't always grow. Sometimes we get worse.
Okay, that's very fair. But for
We do.
me, in my journey, I've been growing.
I'm glad you have. I've
Hopefully.
been seeing that.
And you know, I think I see a lot of things now that I look back on and I'm like, yeah, that was definitely a red flag. I should have walked away in the beginning at this specific moment. Like I think about that with all of my previous relationships, friendships, things like that. I've always been really analytical afterwards. And, you know, I will take accountability for the ways in which I was, you know, not necessarily the best person.
Not ready to be a partner.
Right. And like just not necessarily the best version of myself in those dynamics. Because a lot of times I really struggled with control, and I didn't realize because it wasn't outwardly like regularly how you control people. Like you're not allowed to do that. It was more like my ability to try to manage other people's emotions, and control their emotions and mitigate their emotions and be responsible for their emotions.
Is that because you grew up trying to keep your house like quiet and calm?
Yes. Did that work? No. Yeah, it's because I grew up mitigating a marital relationship between two very toxic people, and constantly being on call for other people's emotions and having an ear to the ground. Because if I could just be happy enough, if I could just be silly enough, if I could just make the people around me who were supposed to be my caregivers smile and happy and okay, then I will have a better chance of getting my needs met, right? But that's not always how it happened, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so that's how I operated and went into a lot of my relationships is how much can I give myself to you, or how much can I cater to you to where you will then become the person I need you to be. But
yeah, and that's, you know what, that's really, really understandable. So the way you were raised to go into relationships when you're young, looking at them like that.
And now I'm in this phase of my life where I am about to be 29 next month. Woohoo!
Woo!
And I just want a partnership. I want a friendship. I want like I said, like I want provider energy, but I also want friend energy. Like I want that
Friendergy.
the synergy friendergy. Yeah, where it can just be like, because most of my friends that I've had for a very long time, and it would be really nice to like not get tired of a relationship after 2.5, 3 years, you know, and feel like I need to readjust, right? Because like with friendships, you grow, you change, you grow together, you adapt to each other's behaviors, you know, you find what works, you talk, you have open conversations.
You do, but you don't spend 15 hours a day together.
Exactly. Which I probably could with some of my friends. Like when me and my friend Michaela lived together. Yeah, it was a little bit, like sometimes it was a little bit butt heads, but for the most part, we had a great time. Like, because we communicated with each other. and we were like very open and honest with each other, and we had very, very different schedules, which was actually like the overarching issue at hand. It's just like our schedules just weren't compatible.
Mm-hmm.
And had our schedules been compatible, we probably still would be living together now.
What was it about schedules? Was it noise?
Yeah, because like for me, I would have to go to bed, get up, go to work.
Yeah.
She would work nights, so she'd basically come home and then have her chill time all night.
Yeah.
Like, and she dealt with like a lot of insomnia and stuff, so she'd be up till like 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'd be sleeping all day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is fine because I would go to work, so she'd be able to go to sleep. But it was just in those hours from like when I would go to bed, like 8:30, 9 o'clock, to like midnight, 3, 4 a.m. She would be up cooking, you know, all that stuff. My bedroom is right by the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so it would make her feel really bad because she didn't want to disturb me.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like a schedule differentiation. But for the most part, like we got along really well. I really enjoyed like spending that time with her. I really enjoyed being around her all the time, and we got along really well. And I think ultimately, like, I really, you know, in a lot of ways, I still really wish that was where I was at right now, you know?
Yeah. Why?
Just because it was nice to always be able to be around a person that you feel so comfortable with,
Sure.
that you
true.
can, you know, always like lean on, and you can always, you know, you guys have that camaraderie that you can lean on one another, you know.
Yeah.
And it's always there. It's always.
Plus, you probably had a lot of fun together.
Yeah, exactly. And like if we wanted to like go get Skyline, you know, we could go get Skyline. We wanted to go to the mall. We wanted to go out to the bar. Like we could just do it whenever we wanted to. Like we were always together, which was so nice. We didn't have to do that stupid thing now that you're a freaking adult, where you have to schedule like 5 weeks in advance just to hang out with somebody.
I don't do that because you know this. If you want to have dinner next Thursday, how the fuck would I want to know? That's next Thursday at dinner time, and I'll still not give you the right answer. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, red flags in a relationship.
I have a list full. I think.
Well, hang on. Let me go
Okay.
where I was going. I had this conversation with my friend the other day. I was like, "You have never seen my car. I don't have water. I'm trying to think of what else is all fucked up. A couple things." And I'm like, if you're waiting for all these things to be fixed, I appreciate that because I think they will be. But don't buy the marketing brochure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I spent way too much time with people thinking, oh, it's going to be different. They're going to change. Blah, blah, blah. Nada. So,
God.
it's and you know what? It's not just relationships. It's everything in life. For
Yeah.
me, I'm trying to be able to depend on myself to make the right decision.
Yeah.
About things that affect me. I have a friend, a girl. She's a girl, and I dated her for a while, and I told her in a nice way, you're a liability because of the way you handle
You said
your
in a nice
stuff.
way. I'm gonna tell you this really like heart-wrenching thing.
And she called me, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago after we hadn't, you know, even seen each other in over a year, and she's crying. She says, "You were right. I got my car repossessed." And I learned a long time ago, you don't ever kick somebody when they're down because it's just not cool.
Yeah.
So we had a pure moment because
Yeah.
I'm fucked up with mine too.
Was that more like your liability in the sense of like you need to get your shit together,
Yeah.
or else this is gonna get way worse?
Yeah, for
So you-
whoever you're with.
Yeah.
You know?
So you had a really like honest, heart-to-heart moment to where you guys had that transparency to where you were like, look, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Which I think is really nice.
Yeah, and then you know,
Calling somebody a liability.
year and a half
it's not nice,
later,
don't do that.
you know, it hit her, and my
Yeah.
first question to her when she called and told me, "Is your boyfriend now?" She said, "No." There's another thing we need to work on.
Right, the lack of communication,
that's your first
man.
phone call right there. But you know,
I mean, I think that's the thing about myself is I am so like I'm not immune to being told something about myself that I didn't necessarily know, right? Like that is something that really happens. But for the most part, anything that somebody can tell me, I've already told myself a million times. Anything that somebody can tell me, I already know about myself because I am so extremely introspective. That does not make me immune to, you know, people telling me something that I don't already know about myself. But I think that is also a gift and a curse because when somebody tells me something that I already tell myself and they validate that experience for me, I'm like, oh, okay. So this is reality and not just in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's good that you were able to like do that and have that hard conversation with her, because it's probably something she was already hopefully a little aware of.
Yeah.
It finally clicked.
Yeah, she was, and you know, straight up, it wasn't for her. It was for whoever she ends up being with. Because I've been in that situation where you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what somebody's going to write a check for that you have to, you know, cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know that one for sure.
Did you tell us what you're doing this weekend?
Nothing. Hanging out with some friends tomorrow. Might be doing something tonight. Sunday I got invited to go to Perfect North, but I don't think I want to do that. Because I don't know who sent me the text. And I don't want to be like, who the fuck is it?
You're right. Who is this?
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna hang out with some friends tomorrow and then call it a weekend, because I kind of just want to chill. I do have therapy tomorrow though. Yay!
Yay. Who's that?
Who's what?
What's her name?
My therapist? That's confidential.
Just initial.
AW. Like the root beer.
Like the root beer.
Which, there's this Skyline by my house that has root beer floats now.
Really?
Yeah. With mug root beer.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video where a guy made root beer. It's a process.
Really?
Yeah, you have to find a certain kind of root, and then you have to treat it really gently in the right way for quite a while before it's ready to be root beer. I messed all that up, and it's not scientific, but that's my interpretation of it.
Okay, great. Love that. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Anything else that you wanted to say about relationships? Because it's kind of jumping off of the conversation that we had last week, which is kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, what's that?
Jack's Law 2.0 said ... Hey, what's up?
What up?
What's up, y'all?
Oh, I do have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Because there's these Commodores that we're going to see tomorrow. It's an old band, right?
Okay, yeah.
From the 70s. So a couple of years ago, what's this guy's name? Who's the lead singer for Motley Crue? Vince Neil.
I was about to sorry it.
Vince Neil plays at a show at a casino in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, which is across the river from us. But it's kind of like going across the river and then back in time and then into the country.
Yeah.
It's not like another city across the river. So he's at this little casino, and the discussion between the person I was seeing was, do we want to go see him? And the decision was no, because if it were the band backing up a guy singing Motley Crue songs, I would see that, because that's Motley Crue to me.
Mm-hmm.
But not just the lead singer with a band that I can be in. Does that make sense?
Lead singer's the whole band.
Okay, you have a difference of opinion.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit.
I'm really joking. That was just because
if he wrote the songs, I would see it that way.
Feel like I definitely agree with you, because I feel like the band as a whole is what makes, especially with something like Motley Crue. Like, for me, the drummer makes the band. The drummer.
I get that.
Yeah,
completely.
The drummer is a huge part of the band, and if you don't have the drummer there with you, then it's just not going to be the same, because you can hear it, you can tell, and that's what irritates me too. Is sometimes I will be at shows, even local, well, mostly local shows, where like the original drummer is not playing with that band, and I can tell.
Yeah. I saw on the 4th of July, I went to see Collective Soul, which is one of my favorite bands.
Nice, it is.
And they were playing Shine. I'm pretty sure it was Shine. And my friend goes, this is really not right. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, it's just not right. They played the first verse and the chorus and then full stop. I mean, came to a complete stop, dead silence. Ed Roland, he's the lead singer, looks at the drummer and says something like, get your shit together. And they started again. He had the wrong rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And she caught it. She's like, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The drummer runs the whole show.
Yep.
No matter where it is.
One of my favorite bands called Hail the Sun. Donovan Merlo, he's the drummer, but he's also the singer and the songwriter for the band.
Oh, that's tough. I've seen, yeah.
So
21 Pounds did that something.
So it's really, really cool to watch videos of the live performance of seeing him like literally playing the drums and singing at the same time, because you don't often see that. Really cool stuff.
Same person we're talking about, Melissa. She saw 21 Pilots at Bogart's years and years ago, and they took the drum riser out into the crowd, right? That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Whoa, that's really
And it's
cool.
on YouTube. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's really awesome.
But I'm with you. Think about it this way: if Dave Grohl came to the Hard Rock Casino and billed himself the Foo Fighters, I wouldn't go see that. And I love Dave Grohl. I mean,
Yeah.
I freaking love Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be the same.
No.
So that's July 25th. That's exactly 6 months and 1 day less from today. My birthday is 6 months from yesterday, so it's a concert.
You get to go to that now?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
On my birthday.
You still had your tickets?
No, I bought these.
Oh, you bought new ones?
Oh,
I thought the concert
you know
got
what?
canceled.
That's how I got the Commodore tickets.
Oh, because you traded them in?
I had like $800 of credit, so I got Commodores. I got a couple other things.
Nice. And then you found Foo Fighters tickets again, and you're like, I'm going.
Yep.
Nice.
Bought
Oh,
those.
I get to go see this one band called Sleep Token.
Okay.
I get to go see them in May in Pittsburgh with my friend Michaela.
Pittsburgh's cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited because it's right in the city. We're gonna get a little Airbnb or a hotel or something. We're gonna go walk around the city. We're gonna go have some fun. We're gonna go see some things, and then we're gonna go to the concert.
Have you been to Pittsburgh?
Once. I was in and out of Pittsburgh once for a Lana Del Rey concert, and we were able to walk through the city. Not even walk through the city. We went to like a breakfast place in the city, and then we went to a few thrift shops, and that's it.
My favorite, are you seeing this? My favorite hotel in the world is in Pittsburgh. It's the Renaissance downtown. And I used to stay there every time I went.
Is it really nice? Should we stay there?
Yeah, it's wonderful. And you can walk everywhere.
Do they have free breakfast in the morning?
I don't know about that.
I have to have free breakfast in the morning.
Pittsburgh is cool, though.
They said, where I live, there's a river next to where they hold concerts. So sometimes I float Rancor off and watch it from there. That's really cool.
That'd be
not
awesome.
too cold, that is. That's really, really cool.
Oh, shit, man.
Oh my gosh, that would be really awesome.
I like that.
I would love that. I need to find me a house near all of the arenas.
There's there's a couple of places in Kettering where like bands that were headliners maybe 20 years ago play now before they're not on tour anymore ever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because they're amphitheaters, and if you live close, you can hear them.
That's so neat. I
Yeah.
would also probably get really annoyed with that too at the same time. But I also really love music, so maybe not.
You do.
It just depends, I think. I think I would actually really enjoy it. I would enjoy it more than where I live now, that's for sure.
I got tickets to see this guy. You can look him up. His name is Josh Ritter. He's a singer.
I know Josh Ritter.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy. I've never seen him. So I'm very excited to see him. And I'm trying to get tickets for, who is it?
Who are you?
It's a March concert. I was just looking at him. Oh, JJ Gray.
Do you have the Bands in Town app?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was going to say you should get that if you don't have it already.
Yeah, I was going to say my friend JJ Gray is playing at the Taft Theater in April.
I guess there's somebody at the door.
And his tickets are a little expensive right now. I'm a little proud of his music. Oh, I'm on live YouTube right now, so
Okay.
send a voicemail. Thank you.
Do you like Anthony Jeselnik?
And I cannot lie.
He's coming to the Andrew J. Brady Music Center.
That's where I saw Foo Fighters when they opened the Andrew J. Brady Music Center. It was the first concert there. It was the start of their world tour, and it was right after COVID. It was in July, and Dave Grohl came on the stage, and the crowd went crazy, and he stood there for like 5 minutes, no shit. And he went up to the microphone, and he goes, and we did, and he said, "You guys have no freaking idea how good this feels." They hadn't been able to go to work.
That's
in almost
crazy.
a year.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's insane.
They couldn't do what they did. So for them to be able to be on stage and play together again in front of a live crowd was a huge deal.
It was really cool when I went to Lollapalooza and I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was one of the, because Red Hot Chili Peppers were one of, my favorite bands growing up. And it was just a really cool full circle moment to be able to finally see them live.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat, too, because it was, I had just, I think before that, Sabrina Carpenter was playing, which I love. She's amazing. But it's so funny to see the difference in crowd. So I saw Sabrina Carpenter, and then I saw the Backseat Lovers, which is a really good indie band. And then very soon after that, half of the park went to go see Lana Del Rey on the complete other side of the park, and then we all stayed back and watched the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And it was so funny because the crowd was all older people, because I was mainly around
Chili Peppers, yeah.
I was mainly around for the whole day, little teeny boppers.
Mm-hmm.
And then during that show, it was just so cool because the feeling in the crowd was just so awesome. It wasn't like people on their phones. It was just people living in the moment, which was so cool. I barely saw anybody with their phones out, which was so cool. And I really, really appreciated it.
There is I don't know what it is, but there's energy you get from a concert that builds into you. Me
Yeah.
at least.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And when you've got especially like a stadium show, if you got 45,000 people that want to be there because this band saved their life or means something to them. Shit, man, if you could bottle that kind of energy.
Oh my God, I wish. It's the best. Like, I love when I go to a show and I just like the feeling when you're in the car leaving the show and you're just reliving the whole moment in your brain and like feeling all the feelings that you get after a show. It's just beautiful, wonderful energy. It's like that's where I feel like I'm my best self, is in that moment of like being inside a crowd. Everybody is all together singing the lyrics to these songs. It was so cool. Me and my friend went to Columbus for a Del Watergap show. And we were in the middle of the crowd, and he was singing this song called Perfume. And he literally comes into the crowd at Newport Music Hall and literally cuts the crowd in half and stands right by where we were standing. And my friend literally got to touch his hand. I have a video of it on my phone. It was the coolest fucking moment ever. And it was one of those moments that it's just like, I can't even put it into words, like the feeling that like everybody in that crowd felt at that moment.
Yep, there are so many concerts I've been to that you get that from.
Yeah.
You brought up Lana Del Rey twice, and I let it go the first time, but you went out of town to see her? I don't know how I'd feel on the drive back if that was a show I went to see.
Why?
Because it would be a long drive, it seems like, because she freaks me out some.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, because she can get to me if she wanted to. You know what I mean? If I'm in the wrong mood at that concert, it would be ugly.
Oh, I was emotional. And I cried for most of it.
I get it.
It was very emotional, but she's a beautiful singer.
No kidding.
She is oh my gosh. Like, I honestly wasn't a huge fan of Lana Del Rey. I went for my friend because she's like a giant Lana Del Rey fan. And honestly, I turned into more of a Lana Del Rey fan leaving than I was when I got there because her voice is just so amazing.
That's cool.
She's so ethereal. Like, she's just incredible. She's really great.
Yeah.
I did too at Lollapalooza see one of my favorite artists named Breakins. And I know I've been listening to him for like 2 years now, maybe less. And it was so cool being at Lollapalooza and like seeing all of these people. It was like a smaller crowd too. And just seeing all these people like jump up and down and get really excited, and me like knowing every single lyric to every song. Like, that's something that doesn't normally happen to me at concerts because I like to like appreciate it. But like, it was really cool because at Lollapalooza I was sitting there watching everybody, like, because I was like kind of back and I was like watching everybody appreciate the music, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw him again in Columbus, and then I was able to like really get wild and like sing all of the lyrics. And I was up on the balcony, and me and these two dudes were right next to me, and I was a little worried about being on the balcony because I didn't want to be in the crowd because of COVID and stuff. Like, I get really like freaked out about that stuff. And then with the Del Watergap show, there wasn't as many people there as there was at this show, so I went to the balcony for this time, and there's these two guys next to me, and the whole time we were just jumping up and down and singing and just like screaming. And it was so funny because this dude behind me was ad-libbing like basically every song because he knew all the words too. Like, it was really hilarious. He's like, "What'd he say?" And then the dude on stage just started singing, and it was so cool. Because this guy is just a one-man show because he produces all this stuff on his laptop. So it's him, his guitar player Wyatt, who does like a Midwest emo style guitar, and then a laptop, and that's the show.
Yep.
And he just like sings. He's got an amazing voice. He just like sings and jumps around on stage and stuff. It was so much fun. It was so cool.
There's a dude.
I love moments like that.
I do too. There's a dude named Pete Yorn who put an album out called Music from the Morning After, which I think is a great title.
That's awesome.
Back in the 90s, and same thing, did it all in his garage, played all the instruments, just recorded on his MacBook, and then brought it to Bogart's and did the same thing.
Hell
Very
yeah.
cool. Oh, yeah, I have one more concert thing for you. It's a bad one, but I have to ask you about it.
Okay.
I'm a huge U2 fan. I mean, I love U2. And every time I've seen them, same thing. I mean, goosebumps and blah, and blah.
You hear that? You said, "I love you too."
No, I didn't say that. We'll edit that out.
We'll be right back.
Oh, shit. We should tell the story about the email from William Howard Taft, historical.
Oh, that was really funny. Anyways, continue the story first.
So they played at the Sphere in Las Vegas when they opened the Sphere, which is badass.
That's so cool.
And they played, I don't know, 2 months there.
And I also illegally downloaded an album on my phone, but that's fine.
So a friend of mine goes, and he's a huge U2 fan, and he's telling me about it. And I got, rave reviews for the technology and all that stuff. But it's in Vegas, and let's say there are 24,000 seats. Maybe 20% of them, just 4,000, were just people who were in Vegas and they got a choice of, do you want a Jeep desert trek or do you want to go to a concert at the Sphere? And they sat there the whole time. And if I'm at that concert and they're playing, shit that's amazingly important to me, and I'm in that, and I've got 4,000 people sitting down, bored, that fucks the whole energy up for me.
Yeah.
And I never considered that it could happen like that, and he hadn't either, but it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's how it was to a Lollapalooza for Kendrick Lamar, if you can believe it. Is we were all in the grass, and we were all yelling at people to stay seated, to, like, sit down so we could, like, watch it sitting down, because we were all exhausted.
Yeah.
And then it started, and people started standing up, and we were like, oh, man, like, people are standing up now. I guess we got to stand up. But, like, at the end of the day, I was so excited that everybody ended up standing up because, like, the energy was so much better. And it was so interesting too, because, like, in that crowd that I was in, nobody was turning up the way that I was turning up. It was like I felt like I was on an island by myself, and I was jumping up and down. I was like screaming the lyrics, and I was like looking around, like, why is everybody just standing here? It like ruined the whole experience for me, because I was super hyped and super excited about the whole thing, and it felt like nobody was matching my energy. They were all just there to say that they watched Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
No, it's very annoying.
You know what?
I've never actually been to a concert, though, where there's actually, like, seats that you sit in. Surprisingly, like, I've never been to a show like that, except for one time, and we were all the way up in, like, the very back balcony, so it didn't even matter. We were just sitting there watching it anyways. But, like, I can't imagine if it was, like, an artist that I really, really liked, that I really wanted to, like, dance around with, and everybody was just sitting down.
Yeah.
That would just really stress me out.
No, and
I would yell. I'm not kidding you. I would be one of those people that would yell at people.
You know what really pissed me off is if I was the band, and I don't know if they went through that thought process before they took the stage the first time, but I'd be pissed. That's
why when I'm at a local show, like, it's really interesting at local shows that you go to, because if people don't actually, like, know your band, they'll kind of just, like, stand there and just like nod back and forth and cross their arms and, like, listen. And, like, I can't imagine how, like, just that affects their performance when, like, nobody's really, like, engaging with what they're doing. Well, and so I always make sure at local shows, even if I don't know the band at all, that I'm like, whoa, yeah, that I'm, like, jumping up and down and, like, really participating, because I would hate to just look out into an audience and see absolutely nobody making any type of face.
We've seen that firsthand at a Taylor Tomlinson show.
Oh my God, that was just so interesting.
If she was shopping material that did not belong in the
area that Well, no, it wasn't even in the it was
not that. I said that wrong. It's this zip code.
No, it was the zip code that we were in was a upper class white neighborhood.
Very, very conservative.
Very conservative, very like not too hip with the mental and emotional wellness. Because that is right around the area where I grew up, so I know that firsthand.
This is just not the place to shop your stuff.
No, I mean, if she was in any other theater other than where she was, I think it would have been way better. But because of the location that she was in, it didn't do well.
I've seen it in other venues in Cincinnati.
And it still didn't do well?
Not her, but other performers doing that, and I'm like, no.
Really? Because
I mean, this crowd is not there. We're way too old, and we're conservative, and we don't have open minds at all. And I don't like it. It's embarrassing. Yeah. I thought her stuff was awesome. I love her.
No, I think her stuff is incredible.
It was uncomfortable because I'm like, you fuckers laugh. This is funny stuff.
I know. That's how I feel too when I'm at a comedy show. Yeah. It's really, really interesting too, because I think that comedy is also super subjective, and so you have to kind of have mutual experiences to laugh and think it's funny. And I think that's why in those type of situations we thought it was hilarious, because we struggle with mental health.
Exactly, that's true.
Like, that is something that we have dealt with and we've gone through, and I love dark humor.
True.
Like, I'm a huge fan of dark humor.
Me too.
So I think in that vein, like, her talking about mental health, her talking about her mom's death, like all of that kind of stuff, like, did not hit with people because they didn't get it. They're operating from a place where they have no experience in that.
Yeah, true that. And then the follow-up to that, where she expanded on the material and talked about learning how to swim, and the floaties in the pool. How come they get floaties? How'd that go?
Yeah.
Where that's like whatever you need to keep yourself, normal.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a really cool bit.
Her stuff is great.
Yeah.
It was just uncomfortable. It was cringy to be there and
Yeah.
feel like that's really good and you're really good and I'm embarrassed for these people.
Yeah, like you're getting secondhand embarrassment for the audience.
Yeah,
you're not giving
secondhand embarrassment.
Response. Yeah,
I like it.
I think too. A lot of the stuff that she said during our stand-up special is also a part of her stand-up special on Netflix. So if you are interested in the stuff that she talks about and like mental health jokes and stuff, definitely go watch her stand-up specials. They're great. They're really hilarious. I think they're awesome.
Quarter Life Crisis is great. That's the first one that I liked, and then the one after that, I don't know what it's called, but she talks about her experience of calling the suicide hotline from the floor of the DoubleTree Hotel, and I'm like, what a DoubleTree Marriott.
He said, "How did she get my diary?"
Right.
That's funny. She also has did you see her show now? She's got a CBS show, a late night show called After Midnight.
No.
Where she gets different comedians on the show and they like react to things and make jokes and stuff, and they all get points for if their jokes are good enough.
All right.
It's really good. Just go on YouTube and search it up. It's cool. Hilarious.
That made me think Cat Williams is coming.
I know. I'm so excited. We gotta go.
Okay. I'm good with
Let's
that.
go. Yeah. I think the funniest comedian that I saw was actually at Go Bananas. His name's Jeremiah Watkins.
This is recent.
Yeah, this was like last year at some point. I don't remember, but he was fresh off a delayed plane, jet lag like no other. Came out on stage in sweatpants, straight from CVG, basically, and just did a hell of a performance. The funniest performance I've ever seen. They did jokes about Bobby Mackey's. And like Bobby Mackey's being haunted in the basement. Like it was just so funny, and it was like probably one of the best stand-up shows I've seen. Really, really funny stuff. Because my favorite type of comedy is when people are very like, I don't want to like silly. They're very like silly humor. They're not afraid to like embarrass themselves, and they're very like everywhere with their arms and their legs, and they're very like, showboaty. Like I love that type of humor, and that's exactly everything that he is. So it was really funny. I really enjoyed that one.
I'll have to check him out. Shane Gillis. I like Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis is funny too. Yeah, he's really cool.
And Eliza Liver.
Yeah, Eliza Schlesinger. I really like, which one you should watch. We talked about this, but you should watch it because I'm going to remind you again. Noel Miller, Stop Crying, his Netflix special on YouTube.
Okay, it sounds good.
Really funny, really funny. He talks a lot of like not necessarily like mental health oriented stuff, but definitely like childhood trauma type stuff.
That's your jam.
Yeah, so it's just really funny. He's hilarious. I've been following him for a long time now, and it's really good stuff.
Taylor Tomlinson does a lot of that too.
Yeah, she's really good.
I love when you grow up, you think you're normal. You think everything that's going on in your house is normal. Doesn't everybody get tied up in the backyard on the 4th of July? Not on my street.
That's really funny. Well, we've been going for almost an hour now.
Yeah, it's been a long time. You've been talking a whole lot.
Yeah, I think it's because we spent the first 20 minutes on sports.
Yeah, we did. All right, thank you for being here.
Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Thanks for interacting. Thanks for liking, and we will see you next Friday.
Boom. Yeah. All right, on what's today, the 26th?
So it would be.
We'll see you on the 33rd.
It'll be February.
What?
February 2nd.
I was thinking about February this morning, and it has 28 days. Even when they give it an extra day, it's still the shortest day. Mm-hmm. That would jack me up.
That's my birthday month.
Oh, so what are you, February 12th?
Nope.
8th?
Nope.
6th?
Nope. Add 10 to it.
16th?
Yep.
That's not it.
Okay. Yep, you're right. February 16th, I'm an Aquarius.
I'm a Leo.
I could have known that one without even knowing your birthday.
Yes, it's true, right? It's true.
All right, everybody. Next time we're going to talk astrology.
Yay! I love astrology.
I'm going to do your birth chart. Figure out. Here is your goal.
11:07 in the morning.
You know your birth time?
Yep.
Oh, we're going to do natal charts next time, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle up.
I'm looking forward to it.
Bye, guys.